everyone, I'm Caroline, and today I thought we'd make some gift tags with a difference. Now, I've got some Christmas themed things here because we are heading for Christmas, but you can use these tags any time of year. So if you happen to be watching this in March or June or September, you can still make these and put them on a gift or pop them into a journal. It depends how you're going to use your tags. So I started yesterday with a prototype. Now, this doesn't look terribly exciting. It's just a little bit of paper I had. And I made a tag, and this has got two pockets, one there and one there, front and back, and you open it up and there's another pocket in there. To keep this closed, because it's going to keep coming open otherwise, I've made this little paper clip, and it's just a paper clip with a bit of robin ribbon and a bit of lace on the bottom, and then you can do that. It makes it more decorative, it makes it more interesting. Oh, what happens if I take this paper clip off? And it's very simple. So I then went on and made one that was a little bit fancier than this, a more advanced prototype, and this is it. So you can see I only had one-sided Christmas paper, so I stuck two pieces together, and here are the little pockets there, but this inside the little pocket is an envelope with a little Santa, and you can pop a little message or something into there. It's decorated with Merry Christmas, and I haven't put the tag on this one yet because it's still drying. If I take that from there, I think it should be dry now. This one I put some, it slipped. This was supposed to be covering that bit of ribbon under there, but it hasn't quite done it. Never mind, we'll carry on. That would have been on there holding the card closed, and there wouldn't have been a bit of ribbon showing. That would have been a bit higher like that, but it moved. So you open up, take your little paper clip off, and inside you got this, which is just a little piece of Christmas decoration, and on the back is a bag of money. And I thought that was clever, a little hint as to what you can slip in here. So you can write to and from, and you can pop some paper money in there or a gift voucher, something like that. And then there's the other little pocket on the back for you to pop something in, and there's the hanger. Now, if you were going to use these just as gifts and not, you could attach them to the gift. Say I was giving somebody this pile of lace, you can attach it to the gift, and there's maybe it's a gift for a crafter, and inside's also like a hobby crafter, a Hobby Lobby voucher. But you can also just tie the top there and put it on the Christmas tree. And then the Christmas gifts are on the tree because the gifts are small and compact. So that is what I'm thinking of. Now, I've got a few bits and pieces together. I think it's going to be quite a challenge to get bits matching. I didn't overdo, oh, look at that, a bit of ribbon. I didn't overdo my Christmas buying this year because I'm thinking, well, I can buy lots in the sale. So I've not got a vast selection, but I still think we can do this. I don't think you need tons and tons of embellishments to make a really nice card. You can even use handmade paper for this, or you can get white paper and just throw some red spots all over it to make it festive. So there's certainly no need to spend a lot of money doing something like this. Even this, I've used this, and it was some old ribbon I had off a gift a while ago now. So let's have a look how I made these. I've got all this mess and clutter here just to show you the sort of things I've got waiting in my pile to be used. So we'll spread these around the place so that I can see them and you can't. So I've got my inspiration and ideas all around me. Now these are just cut from a book. So I thought we may be able to use some of these, maybe not. So the first thing to do is to fold this in half. Now you can score it. I do have a scoring board here. Perhaps we'll score it. Make me look all efficient. But you don't need one of these at all. So I'll just double check the measurement. And if you've cut the paper, always double check your measurements if you're going to use this. So it's 5 3/4, so I need 3 inches minus one of those bits. I think they're 1/8 or 1/16. I'm not very sure with these non-metric ones. There we go. I tend to use the imperials though because all the YouTubers I watch and lots of people I talk to and craft with, they use inches too. So now we've done that, all we have to do is fold it in half. Now decide which side you want on the front and on the back. Now if you want to make a little turn up like that, then you really need the side that doesn't depend on which way up it is to be on the inside. Because, for instance, that, and then if I fold it up, you'll see it doesn't make any difference. Whereas if I had this on the inside and I fold it up, everything's upside down. But on this one, even though this one's folded, I decided the first one I'm going to make is not going to have that fold up. Let's start easy. So let's get this folded in half. And we'll put that on the outside, I think. Right, so there we've got the basis of our card. Now, there are a few ways you can do the top of this card. Let's give that a run over with a bone folder. Get it to stay in place a little bit more, like that. Now, you can either just make your hole in the card like that, but then when somebody opens it up, it's going to keep jamming, so you need to do something about the top of this card. So what I've done, as you'll see on, if I can find it, this one, that's why the top is cut off there, so that you've got this effect when it opens like a little door. So first thing you need to decide is what are you going to do with the top of this card? A few options. You can just cut across just a short way down and then put your hole there. Your hole can be there, but you can cut it onto the angle like this one. But what I'm going to do, I haven't tried this before, I'm going to live life on the edge. I'm going to try cutting just rounded corners. So I do happen to have, I've got some Christmas washi tape here I just bought from the charity shop, Let It Snow, 49p. They're very pretty. We've got reindeers, snowflakes and spots. So I'm now going to cut those. First thing to do is to cut down on your fold to where that line starts and then cut out a very nice shaped tag like that. And that, yeah, it's left a little bit of artistic license there as I missed the black line, but it's near enough. And there we go. I've just thought of an error. I've done that wrong, haven't I? Ignore me. I meant to do that on the back, so we'll do it right the way through. It's been a long day. I get days like that. Some days I'm okay. Some days I've had so many things going on, I can't remember what I was going to do. And I was going to write all the instructions down on this so that I didn't get it wrong, and then I forgot to write them down. I started filming and thought, oh, I won't forget. I forgot. Right, so now you can cut this top bit off here, or if you want to, you can go even lower. And I think I'm going to leave as much length as possible on this one. So let's have a look. I actually got a natural line there, so I don't need to use a cutter or a straight edge because they've given me one just in the right place. Look at that. So now we've got the basis of the tag. Before we go any further, I'm going to put a hole in the top of the tag. Put it roughly central. There we go. One tag. Now that of its own, if you had plain inside, you could write to and from and you've got an opening tag, or you could have just made this single and you've got yourself a tag. That doesn't look very even, does it? I don't think I've done a very good job there, even though I used the tape. This is one of those times where you keep cutting and cutting and just make it worse and worse. Never mind. That's fine. That's fine. It'll be okay. Right, next thing I'm going to do is ink the edges, because you can see it's very white there. So ink it up like that, and it just looks so much better. I do love inking as well. I'll ink anything if it stands still long enough. Look at that. It looks so lovely. It feels like such a delicious thing to do. And the sound, listen to that. Ooh, I love the sound of paper and cardboard. So there we have that section of the card made. So for the front of this card, I'm going to use this bit of paper. It's out of a book. I'm not quite sure whether it's well with a bucket, but I'm going to use this side here. So what I think I'll do is I'll stick it on and then we'll trim it, because otherwise I'm going to end up trimming it wrong again. So we need some glue. Bring out my glue stick. Use this bit of paper that I tried dyeing with some green tea leaves. And I don't think it worked particularly well. I think it looks more like, well, a dirty piece of paper. So I'm not going to use this, so I'll use it for my gluing. Right, now if you put that on there, like that, We'll take it up a little bit so we got some room to trim. And give it a run down. So as you can see, these, I mean, you can get some beautiful Christmas embellishments if you want to buy them, yes. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with buying them, but if you can make things and they're free or cheap, even better. This is just one piece of a page out of a book that I picked up for, oh, I think the book this came out of were 2 for £1. I could be wrong. I think that's roughly what it was. Bought quite a few books the last few weeks, very cheaply. So there we go. Isn't that looking good already? And what's that taken? Hardly any time and hardly any expense, really. Just these papers. And as I say, you could have just got yourself some white paper, drawn some red spots in it or some red candy stripes, and you've saved yourself a fortune. Right, so the next thing we need to do, I think this could do with a little bit of frilliness, because I fancy making an over-the-top frilly one. So I've been thinking about putting some lace on the bottom, and then putting some lace over the lace on the bottom, if you see what I mean. So I could put white on red, right? Or red on white, or white on red. Now, I like that, but this isn't finished terribly well, is it? So should we go for that? Or that? I think we'll go for that. And then we'll put... I don't know what to do. What should I do? Can I find in my pile of lace some white? I've got these here. This is a... I don't think it's really wide enough for what I'm thinking. Oh, it's going to look very pretty though, isn't it? I think I'll use this. It's got a bit of a sparkle to it. I'm trying to use up the last bit of glue in this bottle. It just slows you right down, but it seems like such a waste to throw it away. Right, somewhere over here I've got some clips. Oh, bang my head on my camera. And which side's the best side on this? This side. You always have to be careful because some laces have a good side. Not all, but some. And this one does. Right. Where's my scissors? I'm not going to chop this accurately. I'm just going to chop some of it off until it's stuck down. It's just that I can't stick it down and clamp it in place until I've chopped a bit off. So we'll open that up first, put that on there, and then it can carry on drying while we carry on working. And I wonder if we can glue that on there while the other glue's drying. I know, flying by the seat of our pants. This could go well, it could be a disaster. I'm game to give it a try. Along we go. Oh, I'm stretching some life out of this glue. It did stop coming out at one point. I thought, oh, I've had it, but then suddenly it started again. Right, here we go. I don't mind too much because I have a brand new tub of glue waiting for me the second that one's run out. Right, so we'll put that there, and I didn't get a wet wipe. I should do. I never get to the end of a craft or painting video without needing to clean my hands, and I still forget to get a wet wipe. Right, so that can now clip that there, and this can now clip that. I put a little kink in it. And there, and even if you think, oh, it's fine, the problem you've got now is if we're working on the inside and it wasn't clipped, it's going to go for a wander. So now we're fine. So inside here, we need to have at least a pocket to put in some money. So let's have a look what we've got. I got various papers here. And I've got some doilies and things, but I'm thinking more along the lines of something that I can use. Let's have a look at our bits in the book. Oh, we've got a little girl sleeping. Well, she's not quite sleeping, is she? Santa's not going to turn up with anything if she doesn't nod off soon. We've got a star. We've got somebody pulling a sledge. We've got some of those. I think we're going to have to use some Christmas paper. Right, I've got this with some Christmas trees on. This is nice. I think we'll cut that there so we get a complete Christmas tree. Where's my paper cutter? Look at that. Custom made. Right. Now, you don't have to round corners or anything. I like to round my corners. So, with my corner rounder. It's not my corner rounder. This is my corner rounder. 1, 2. And now I'm going to put a little hole in, well, a divot, I'm sure some people call it. But I don't want to take the top off the Christmas tree, so it's only going to be a little one. Like that. And now I think we should get our red ink out and ink this a nice festive red colour. Oh yes, very festive-y, cheerful. Look at that. A little bit more there. We could put some more on the front, but I think I'll keep it like that. So you've got the contrast. Right, so to stick this on is dead easy. You just come down the side. Don't put your glue on here because you'll probably get it in the wrong place unless you're a genius at measuring and have infinite patience. If you put your glue straight on this, you know it's going exactly where you want it. Pick it up without getting glue all over your fingers. Pop it in. And there we've got somewhere, here's my wet wipe, somewhere to pop your money. So I think it would be nice. Now on this one, I don't think I'm going to put an envelope holder like this one on the front because we didn't do the turn up anyway. I'm going to put a little holder here, like a tuck or something. Let's have a look what pretty paper we got. We've got more of this. Think it'd be too much of the same. Which way would I put it then? Ooh, that might be an idea. Let's have a think. If I put that like that, no, we're still going to have bits of tree, and I know, it's just me, I don't want bits of tree that are not part of the main image sticking in. So let's have a look what else we've got. Oh, that's going to go really well. Yep, that's the one. So I'll just cut about an inch off this. I think, should we go for a belly band rather than a tuck? I think that might be nice. Should we make it 1.5 inches wide? No, we make it 1 inch and 1.25 inches. There. Right, so if we put a belly band down there, I can decorate this belly band with something. Now I've got a little bit of an offcut here that I could put there. Oh, if I have some double-sided... Oh, wait a minute. I've got another idea. I've got this lace here. Oh, I got the one with the red. Oh, yes, that's the one, isn't it? Definitely. Go about there. And then we'll glue that to this. Using more tacky glue, especially use tacky glue. Well, I always use tacky glue if I'm doing fabric to paper because I like to make sure it's going to stay put. I need to glue that there as well because there's nothing holding them together now where the lace has been cut. And I'm going to do the same down the bottom. Do that to that bit. And then that to that bit. And I think we'll put a run all the way down. Like that. Ooh. I did half consider leaving it as a double belly band, but I'm not going to. I think the paper underneath will be too flimsy. We can't have be doing with flimsy paper, can we? Right, so if we cut that now, not with the fabric scissors. There. Oh, look at that for a pretty belly band. And that will be going there. Right, so the next thing we need to do is glue that in place. Now, because I'm rushing, and I don't want to spend hours drying things, I'm going to use my, roll of, I'm not quite sure what you call this, double-sided tape stuff, something like that. So I'm going to put some of that there, and some there. That will hold it nicely in place. Fold that over there. There is probably a technique for doing this and not getting in a mess, but I don't know what it is. Be careful with this, you tend to just have one chance. I think that's straightish. So there we go, and then pop your lid back on because otherwise everything will stick to this. You could probably stick yourself to the ceiling. Well, you probably couldn't, but it sometimes feels that way because when it's on your hands, you can't get rid of it. It's so effective. Right, so now we've got somewhere to pop some money and we got a belly band here. So we need to put a little envelope into that belly band. so that we can have a little message on it. So we'll pop that over there to dry and we'll make an envelope. Got some nice red card here. Let's check the width. That's far too wide, so we need to trim that down. Take it down to about there. Right, and now we'll turn that into an envelope. So I just fold that there, and then I know where the centre is. And then fold down the top to make the, what would you call this? The flap. Never quite works, even though I measured the centre. Never comes square on the end. I don't know if you're better than me at it, but I'm useless. You don't want it too long, and that's going to be a very long envelope, isn't it? So we want to make it about that deep, so we'll cut along there, and then I'm going to cut a little dip in there. As usual, I fold it, then a little dip like that before you glue it. Right, we want a little bit of glue on the backs of these flaps. If you put the glue on the flaps, you'll be fine. If you put the glue on the back where you want the flaps to go, then you could end up with other things sticking that you don't want to stick. There we go. And then fold this up, not quite to the top. Crease it. And then run a little bit of glue down the side. Again, if you glue this side, you can go too high. If you glue this side, you know you're going exactly where you want to go. From the crease, very thin line, up to the top. Like that. And then close it down. And if you're anything like me, you've probably put too much on. Just rub the edges to get rid of the excess before you stick your envelope to whatever it touches. So we can either just put a plain piece of paper in, or we put something decorative in. What about making it from a bit of this? What was the width? Now, if ever you want to measure something, don't try going like this and see. It's really difficult. Put it over the top there and you'll be able to see. Right, it's just about going to fit one of those Christmas trees in. Right, so this card does fit nicely in there, but this glue doesn't look like it's sticking, and the reason for that is the one I did make was too small, and I couldn't cut any more of my tree, so I've redone this in a bit of a rush. It's a little bit wonky. Look at that, I've got everything glued to my scissors, so I'm just going to chop up there and chop down there, and then get out my red ink pad and just red the edges. Red the edges. A bit of red as well, and I think that's pretty good. So now that will fit into the little envelope like that, but I don't want to force it in yet because this glue really isn't dry yet, so I'm just going to close that down and pop something heavy on it. A punch. There we go, delicately done. So now we'll bring back this and see how the belly band is doing. There's still a bit of movement in it, but it's pretty good. I need to trim a little bit off that red there. But if you're doing this and you don't want to ruin your scissors, do it from the other side so you can see that you're not cutting any paper. There we have it. And I wonder if this is glued yet. Probably not perfectly, but we'll make a move anyway and start chopping. So again, from the other side, I can see I'm not cutting the cardboard. Like that. And then we'll take this off. Taking our life in our hands. No, it's definitely not ready yet. Never mind. Can't wait forever, so we'll go for it. Chop down there. I should have took that the other way, shouldn't I? Never mind. You notice how many times I've said never mind tonight? It's been a long day. It's always been a long day. This last couple of weeks, I'm forever saying, oh, it's been a long day. It's the run up to Christmas, I think. That there. And, oops, we'll stick that on the other end just for now. Just to give it a little bit more staying power while we carry on. Right, so we've got that there. We've got our belly band. We can't open it properly now on the inside because that's there. I think I may put a little bit of lace on the top as well, just to finish it off, because that's a bit of a raw edge there. So, yep, I think we put a little bit more lace there too, if I can find my scissors. Oh, in case anybody is wondering, this is Aleene's Clear Gel Tacky Glue. And just run my finger over that so it's not too thick. I'll pop that on there. Oh, look at that. A bit of posh. Now that's in place. We'll snip the ends. That end. That end. Oh, I like that. Very pretty. So we're pretty much ready to go. But I think I want to use my white. I got this for 50p in a charity shop and I thought, I can't see me ever using white. And then I discovered how wonderful it is on something that's Christmas orientated. You don't need a lot. Just a little bit. Brightens it up, I think, on the edges. We've got something that's all red. Take that off. And we'll go down to there. Like that. I think it's like a shimmer. Let's have a look what it says on the lid. It says crystal white. So I don't know if that's supposed to shimmer, but it does shimmer a little bit. The only thing is it dries so much lighter. So you've got to put some on, and then I usually end up putting some more on later too. All the way around there. Come down here. And we'll take this off now. Oh. Snip that little loose end off there. Oh, we can put some on there. Some on there. All around the back. Ooh, any excuse. I love this. Did I mention I love inking? Right, over we go. And some there. I think we'll bend that back and put some on the middle joint as well. Why not? Same they charge. Right, so that's there. Now all we need to do is stick something on the top. Oh, I do have one of these bows. I love these bows. Got a little bag of them. I think they were £1 in the range. Any excuse to use them, so I may put that. Well, would it look better there? Or on the bottom there? I think it's a bit heavy on the... Oh, I don't know. I could put it there and it'll balance out the weight of the bottom, but maybe a heavy bottom is really going to look nice. I think I'll stick it at the top. I could stick it there at a jaunty angle. I do love a jaunty angle. I think I'm going for the jaunty angle. Let's move that out the way. Yep, let's go for it. We're going in. Hang on to your hats. It's going to be a jaunty angle. Oh, yes, I like that jaunty angle. Right, so we've got our little card here, which I'm going to write on the back, if I can find a pen. To. And. From. Amazing how quiet I go, isn't it, when I'm writing and focusing. Right, we've got our little envelope. And that's going to go under the belly band there. But inside the envelope, before we do that, we're going to put our little tag there. And on the outside of the envelope, just because we can, we're going to white that up as well. Oh, look at that. Oh, this is so much fun. All the way around, and a little bit on the pointy bit too. Why not? Look at that. It's like I suppose it's supposed to be a shimmer rather than a white, but I think I'd quite like a white. I think next Christmas I'll get myself a white. Right, so this envelope, I don't want to put any embellishments on this because it's slipping under the belly band. It'll get caught. Oops, there's a piece of thread on there. So we've got that there. Oh, we moved our bow. Squash it back on again. I tell you, we'll clip that on just for now. I'll use this peg because it's longer. Like that. There we go. Shouldn't move now. And then we can put some cash in there. So all that's left is to put a little bit of ribbon on the top. I know what I've got that isn't ribbon. I've got this string. It's designed for tying parcels, but I love this, look. Well, I think we'll use that. So how much will we want? If we're going to hang it from a tree, you'd want a bit more. So I'll take it to there. You can just make it whatever size looks good to your eye. And then to thread this on, we just poke it through the hole. Fold it in half first, sorry. Poke it through the hole. And then bring the two open ends up through the loop and tighten it down. And if you want to hang it on a tree, you just got to tie a knot in the end there. So that's one done. Let's try another one. Right, so let's talk paper clips. Now, I bought these ones with the little tassels on. I would imagine that you could possibly buy them somewhere else. These were being sold off in Wilko's. But you can just make a little tassel anyway and stick it on the end. And then you can use this to close your little tag. Or you can just get a plain paper clip and use that. And that'll look okay. Or, if you fancy being a bit blingy, you can just get a little piece of tinsel. You can get thicker if you wanted to, but I thought this would be more delicate, and it's what I got on my desk. And just tie that there. You've got a little bit of blingy tinsel on it, so that you can hang anything from these paper clips. As you can see here, there's the one I did. A bit wonky, but I did that with velvet ribbon. And there's the one over on my prototype somewhere that I did with a bit of ribbon with a robin on. And I wasn't even expecting to show you this, and that's why it's on a blue paper clip. Right, so I'll show you how to make one of these quickly with this bit of glittery card that I had. So you want to put this threaded through so it's leaning over the longest straight piece. These are shorter, this one's the big long one. So poke it in like that, fold it over, little blob of glue. Oh, you could even, if you wanted to, I've got a little bit of tinsel here, you could make a little tinsel tassel. I don't know how this is going to work out. We'll give it a go. So make sure you get some glue on the paper clip as well. And glue it like that. If you're going to try this, this could go desperately wrong. Pop that up in there. Try to keep it in between the pieces of card and then flop the top one over. And then I'm going to go to the back now and cut that level. Try not to cut my tinsel. Slide through. Now that is going to take a while to dry because there's so much glue on it to hold the tinsel in place. But look at that, for a really cheerful little paper clip to hold. You can use it either side. So that way it will be going to hold that little tag closed. So that is it. And you can do that with anything. You can use ribbon, you can use lace, you can use paper. It's amazing. Just use your imagination and I'm sure you'll come up with something to make a fabulous little paper clip. Isn't that lovely? Right, so this is the result of this tag making session. Oh, I've got a very messy desk here. Now, what I'm going to do, because I haven't got any money, I don't want to go running upstairs to find some, so we're going to say this is, we're very generous, this is a £50 note. I wonder if I can spend that in the shop. I don't think so. That's a really poor forgery, isn't it? But I know it means £50 and so do you. It's to represent money. So we've made these three. Now, I've made this one off camera, but I've shown you this. And if we open it up, there you've got your little pocket that you can slip your money in. There, and you've got this little tag just for a bit of fun. You could put something plain in there or put a little message on there or another bit of money if you're feeling exceptionally generous. And in the front here, you've got your little envelope where you can pop in a little message. You've got your pocket on the front there and a pocket on the back there. So here's the paperclip we made. It looks quite effective on there. And if we take it out there, oh, I forgot to mention the little, I put our money in there. Come back, money. Got your little pockets down here. I was so excited about making these. I forgot about the pockets front and back, so you can add a little bit of what you fancy in those. And then if you open it up, you've got this here, which when it's dry, I'll give it a chance. I think it might be still a bit wet. You can slip this little envelope in there to do a message, and also you can slip your money in there, and then you give it to somebody and they love you forever. And on the back here you've got the little tag in there, so you can add a bit of whatever you fancy. You could even put some glue on there. You could sprinkle this with some glitter or whatever, couldn't you? That'd look very pretty. Right, I'm going to take our little money thing out of there, and let's have a look at the next one. Where's this paper clip? Come on, pop your paper clip on. Look neat and tidy. There you go. Can't have a thumbnail without looking neat and tidy. Where's your paper clip gone? Well, I don't know. They're an unruly bunch, these tags. So let's have a look at this tag. Although I like these little pockets here, I think I prefer the longer length. So if I was going to make another one, I think I'd make this length plus an inch and then fold the inch up then, because I think they do look, they're more meaty when they're this size. But then again, maybe you like the smaller one, especially if you're going to put them on a Christmas tree. That may be better. But let's have a look at this one. I think most things have dried on this now. It was a bit dodgy at one point. Opening it up, and here we got a belly band with an envelope with a little piece of paper in with a Christmas tree to and from. You could put anything on there. You could just write a little sentiment, something like that. Put a little picture of somebody in. And then you got your little envelope, your little pocket to pop some money or some concert tickets or anything like that in. And then if you want to decorate the back, you can. I like this. I could have spent more time decorating the back, but I think it's got a classic look there. There's lots going on, and then it tells you that it's over. A bit like the end of a book, for me. Right then, let's pop that back on there. Let me know in the comments which one's your favourite, and would you put something on the back to finish them off? I personally like them unfinished. Well, they're not even unfinished. I like them left blank, but you may like to put something on. And there are the other two little paper clips. That one's drying nicely now, so it wouldn't go on that one, but it would go on that one. Very cute. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video of me making these tags. I've moved them down a bit so you can see them clearly. Let me know if you make some. Let me know which one's your favourite, and I'll see you all next time. But until then, don't forget, have fun. Bye. Whew. Well, the eagle-eyed amongst you may notice there's a little bit of a continuity issue here, because one, I've changed my jumper, and two, I've not really shown you these when they're fully finished, because I finished the video, I put it to upload, and then I thought, hang on a minute, I could do with some little sentiments on these. I'll ink them in, even though you might think, well, they would have done as they were. It does really make a difference to put something like this on. Just add another layer, another little bit of interest. And the context almost. So I've just inked up the edges of these, and I thought I'd put present on this one and on Christmas Eve on that one. And I think that really lifts them from being plain and boring to having a real interest. As with this one, I think a little message, a little sentiment is good. So, take the lid off me glue. Very quick to do. And you could put that central, but I'm not a big fan of central, so I'm going to put it there. Like that. And then this one, a little bit of glue. Pop that there. And I think that makes a real difference. I think it also gives them a little bit of a traditional look too. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me make these tags. If you have enjoyed it, then please give me a thumbs up, and it would be great if you could subscribe to my channel and see other things I do. Journaling and craft on a Tuesday, art on a Friday. I'll see you next time, but until then, don't forget, have fun. Bye.